Hello y'all, we're back with another video. This time it's at speed paint. I'm just gonna show you guys how I do my gesture drawings, but I'm going to do them as an inked version because I have to commit to the line. So you're gonna see me kind of prep up stuff. I can link you guys to the page that I use to actually get the references, and I really like these because this was introduced to me during art school. Basically is this website where they do timed gesture drawings where they show you a picture of a model doing a certain pose or whatever, and this is gonna help you to kind of loosen up a little bit. I've been trying to do some more of these because I've gotten really rusty, and yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna really explain what I'm doing here in the video, so feel free to just put me in the background or while you're doing dishes or chores or whatever. I'm just gonna jab and then also kind of do a quick check-in with myself as to where I am right now with art, because it's been a while since I've done that. So yeah, I got almost 25 minutes to kill, so here we go. It's been stressful, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It's been really stressful. The last month has been taking a really big toll on me, and I haven't really been able to sit down and like carve out time to work on things. I recorded this gesture drawing along with some other ones during summer when I was feeling a little bit more upbeat and also a little bit more cheery, and that's partially because like we had sun, and now that things are starting to become a little bit more like cold, and also the days are no longer as long as they used to. I definitely do feel the seasonal depression kind of kicking in, and I'm doing my best to cope the best way that I can. I am trying so hard to just kind of find a good pattern, but it's been difficult because of a bunch of different things, and it's hard to find a consistency and a schedule that works for me because there's so much things out of my control right now, and it frustrates me to knowing that I can't just sit down and like do stuff, because art has definitely become a way for me to breathe a little bit, and like there's stuff I want to work on. There's definitely things that I can do to improve, and I'm just not doing it, and it kind of frustrates me because like the thought is there, the energy is not there, the time is not there, and I feel like a clown. I'm not gonna lie, the imposter syndrome is very much so present because there's like a bunch of really mean voices in my head right now, from past traumas and interactions, and also my family being kind of ass, but like they don't mean to be mean about stuff, they just don't realize the magnitude of like how I need the environment to be so I can like sit down and create without feeling pressured, and it's a lot. It's definitely a lot to just kind of keep track of, and it's hard to navigate too because like it's embarrassing to some degree. It's very much so embarrassing to know that like even though I'm a full-grown adult at this point and I have an art degree, I haven't been able to really like flourish in that, and it's so frustrating to me to know that like my family sort of understands what I got my degree on, but also doesn't really like fully get it, how I need my environment to be super stable and kind of quiet. And like my parents, as much as I love them to death, they're very much so not the quiet kind of people, and because they're getting old in age too, they increasingly have increased the volume around the house, and it like is so triggering to me. To just like I can hear their TV show that they watch before they go to sleep from like across the house in my room with my door closed and with my headphones in, and I can still hear it. Like it's that kind of loud, and it sucks because I really want to be in the studio and just kind of sit here and like really like enjoy the space, but I just can't. Like it's getting kind of suffocating being in the house. and not because anything really bad has happened, it's just I'm a person that doesn't quite line up with my parents anymore, and I don't think my parents like understand that. And I'm definitely frustrated because I want to have my own space and control over like how loud things are, how quiet things are, like when things get done and all these other things, and it's getting to me, y'all. So I think that's partially why I haven't really sat down and like done things, and it's definitely taken a toll on me with my mental health. And I'm doing what I can to just kind of cope and also try to like regain a little bit of breathing room. And I don't know if it's working or not, so it sucks. I did talk to another trusted adult, an adultier adult that is kind of removed from the situation, and she suggested that I get some like vitamin boosters and supplements, and I am thinking of getting that, so maybe tomorrow I will go buy some vitamin C and just kind of try to like relax, and also put on my scented candles, my last little that I have, I need more lavender. And yeah, like with the new dip pen that I got and finding the inks that I like to use, kind of like the excitement just kind of went away. Not because like I don't think it's cool that I spent money on the stuff, but the excitement kind of went away because I feel so suffocated with everything. Like there's pressures, there's self-imposed pressures, I'm anxious, I'm kind of depressed, I have not been sleeping well, so it sucks. And there's a lot of projects that I have put on pause because I'm kind of hoping that my mental health kind of stabilizes a little bit so I can like sit down and do the thing. But from how the last month went, I don't think that's happening. Like, I don't think I can cope the way that I used to when I was younger, where I would just push through it and hope that things would fix themselves. I have to actively be in that role to, like, make things happen. And it's kind of exhausting. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very tiresome having to constantly battle a current that you're not able to get out of. And with that also comes a lot of like intrusive thoughts that I'm having, because like to some degree I think I'm like scared to like do well. And that sounds crazy because I know that the few people who have trusted me and have shown that they're safe people that I can show like my artwork and my skills to, I know that they definitely do enjoy seeing how I go about things and how I create. And I know that some of them do expect me, well, not expect me, but like they encourage me to like continue making work because they know I definitely light up in a different way that I normally do when I'm excited about some things. And I feel kind of shitty because I'm disappointed in them because I'm not doing the thing. And I know that that's also part of why I'm like so traumatized, because there's a lot of different voices from like negative people who have told me that it's better if I just don't do the thing. So here's my attempt of being vulnerable and also kind of just letting people know that, yeah, I want to make, but I'm scared to make. Which leads me to my next point. I follow a couple of artists on Instagram, and sometimes whenever like I'm bored or like things are getting too loud in my head, I doom scroll. And I know it's bad, and I know a lot of people will tell me not to do that. And I'm doing better because I haven't really like been on social media for a hot minute, and I was just literally telling my patrons when I wrote the Patreon update for October. If you're interested in getting those updates, check me out, I guess. I was just kind of telling them that I want to take a step back because I know that in winter and kind of like now in autumn, things do kind of hit me really hard, and I wanted to take a step back from social media to just kind of reconnect with myself. And I've been kind of like in this really weird wishy-washy space where like on the good days I'm like really gung-ho about like committing and like doing the work and drawing and like working on creative projects, while also trying to maintain this like adulthood multi-layered like days where I have a day job, I go do my day job, and it's not terrible at the day job, it's just it's long, and there's this like nagging voice in the back of my head of like, oh, I really wish I could be drawing right now instead of servicing these people, or I really wish I could like pull my iPad with me and like work on stuff while I'm at the desk. And I know that's like really bad because I know that's not what I'm supposed to be thinking about when I'm like at work, because I'm supposed to focus my attention for work. But sometimes it does get to me saying like, what the hell am I doing, right? Because I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out of this funk, and I'm still trying to figure out at 27 like my place in the world, and I feel like I haven't really figured that out. And some people say that like when you hit 30, it's kind of like when you start to like really settle into whatever that is, because by 30, or like usually people by 30 like sort of have found a way to make it work. And I know like 30 is just a metric, it's not really like a number. Like people have told me that I don't really need to like stress about hitting a certain birth mark by a certain age, because that no longer works in our world. And like I get that, it's just like I feel stuck, and I think my lack of art kind of reflects that, because like I think about making art, I don't have the energy or the mental space to like make art, and that makes me really frustrated. And like on top of that, right, because there's that big gap of like me saying that I want to do the thing and I'm gonna like focus on doing the thing, and like I'm so eager and sound super confident about it, and also like that I'm so determined to do it, and when I don't show up I feel really shitty, I feel really ashamed, and also like I'm afraid to like go into that. Not like I'm not afraid to like talk about it, I'm afraid to like quantify the amount of like anxiety that I feel about the whole thing, because I'm not really like showing up to like do the work. Because part of it goes with like some of my personal problems that I'm like trying to like fix and like work on for the last couple of years. I mean, if you're one of my trusted persons that I can just like say really raw things to, then you know what I'm talking about, like you know what I'm alluding to. But otherwise, like if you don't, then like you don't have to know details, just know that like a lot of like really hurtful things were told to me, and like the insecurity is really big. So I'm trying to figure out how to sit with all of it and also have coexisting thoughts that I can still do the thing and have confidence in myself, because it's really hard. And I know that practice makes perfect, and I'm trying to like relearn how to do art in a way that feels comfortable for me. And like I feel like part of the process to like relearn how to be an artist is to like sit down and do these studies, and I know that they're kind of weird, but like part of it is like remembering where I came from and how I got here. And I know that when I started learning how to draw when I was younger, because 1, I felt suffocated, and 2, I needed something to like keep me occupited, and 3, I found it really fun, and I saw how I was improving, and that made me feel really motivated. And like a lot of people were kind of just watching me, like in my premise in my school, how I was like drawing, and I was like really having fun, and like somehow along the way I've kind of lost that, and part of me is kind of mourning that too. And I don't know, there's something about like knowing all of these thoughts in my head that feels overwhelming, and also at the same time I'm not really sure how else to like get it out of my system in a healthy way, other than like ranting like this to a screen while watching feedback and footage of me doing a thing. but also like there's this sense of urgency that I'm having too, because I feel like I'm losing or running out of time. And I know this is me being really jittery with anxiety and stuff, but I'm really trying to like figure out what's the best way to go about this, right? So yeah, I've gotten some new supplies and I haven't sat down and like try them out. Mainly they're alcohol markers, but I think at some point I will just do studies and just kind of be really quiet about things. Um, but it's a lot to kind of handle, and I know that in winter, or like as we get closer to like November and October, and or I guess like as we go through October, get to November, and like get ready to like the end of the year closing in December, which is crazy to me. Like we only got 3 months left of the year, one like at the moment of recording. Um, like there's gonna be a sense of something when I go back and do like my yearly review of like the goals that I didn't get to achieve. And I know that I still have time to like make step towards those goals, but like I don't know, like I'm kind of having trouble visualizing and like planning and like making step towards like a future, because I don't even know if the future is gonna get here. You know what I mean? Um, and I know that sometimes like people kind of have a hard time just kind of like planning ahead, or that just don't really know because they're taking it day by day and they just kind of like try to make it through that one like 24-hour period only to start it all over again tomorrow. Like it sucks. And I don't think it's burnout. I think at this point it's just I'm just scared. Like I'm just scared of in general. Um I'm scared of being seen as an artist, because the few times that I have advocated for myself in those like topics of conversation that I want to do a thing, I want to become a thing, I'm gonna be like really confident and really like talking about my craft. The few times that I've done that has been in context of like conflict, and I think at this point it's like traumatizing to me. And I don't want to feel that way anymore, but also at the same time I'm not really sure how to like consolidate all those thoughts with like being seen, because I'm scared of being yelled at again and like being criticized because I decided to draw a thing, or like made fun of because I decided to like indulge in drawing a thing, or doing these whole things. And I know like a lot of it is external and with like relationship trauma, because I definitely do have a lot of relationship trauma. And I'm trying to discover how to like make art fun and self-indulgent again, because that's how we started, right? And I know that some of this is going to resonate with some of my friends, because this is not like an old conversation. Like it's not a new conversation. They know where I'm coming from and like all these other things, but I'm definitely kind of scared to take up space in general. And it's so bizarre because also at work, people are starting to see, like my coworkers are starting to see that I know what I'm talking about, and like once I'm in that element, they see that I'm like really confident in a thing, but then like I get too self-conscious and I become too aware, right? And then I shy away. So yeah, I'm gonna have to like journal a lot about it, and like maybe that's gonna be really hard and difficult to go through, but like I want to ensure that I don't stop, because part of it is that I don't have that drive of like I'm gonna prove them wrong because I'm spiteful kind of person. I'm not like that, but also at the same time like I don't know how I'm gonna like be confident and feel safe in a space where I know it's very much so not like that. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm not making sense. Maybe I'm just being scared. But yeah, I mean, like with the other videos that I've been editing today, I definitely do see that I was like in a different like energy. And I miss that. I want to consistently have that energy, and I'm working towards a way to stabilize my nervous system. But I'm coming to notice as I'm more adult that like I over well, I don't want to say I overreact, but I'm definitely like tender in a lot of different areas. And it's hard for me to like not do all of that extra shit because it's been so systematically like done to me for far too long that I just don't know how else not to like give that big reaction, you know? And it's weird because it's a lot of like mental space and a lot of like abstracts and stuff, and I want to talk about it with like people I care about because they're also kind of involved in the situation, but they don't listen to me, so it's a lot easier to just like not say anything, just kind of like endure and just be passive aggressive, and I don't want to be like that anymore. But it's also very hard to find an alternative that's healthier, that it's also going to work for me and also like it's going to accommodate somebody else, because the somebody else is the big thing that I'm having to like struggle with. um so if you know what I'm talking about, do pop off in the comments or in the replies or whatever, because I'm kind of at a loss as to like what to do here. But anyway, art might be my new thing that I do to like breathe a little bit, and a lot of it might be raw, and I'm probably gonna share some stuff with Patreon. So if you are not a patron, I would highly encourage you to like check me out because there's stuff coming. Um, but if you're just chilling and need somebody to like yap with, then that's fine. You can keep me on YouTube. Um, I'm trying new things, and I'm scared, and I'm gonna try to like, do them anyway. But there's a lot, and it sucks because if I really wish that I had like my therapist again, because I don't right now because money, and also because the world is kind of ass right now. But we're not gonna talk about that. I really do want to like have a therapist to like consistently talk about these sort of things, because when don't I have thoughts? And also like I don't know how to articulate those thoughts in a way that doesn't feel like I'm just a child in a adult body and trying to figure out how to like cope with all these things. So it's a lot. I am trying to kind of like focus on doing a couple of things here and there. And I'm trying different things to see what sticks and what feels right, and it's kind of difficult to just kind of I guess find a way that feels fun and feels inviting and feels safe. And I can't just like post it in like lurk somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're getting close to like the end of the video. If you made it all the way through, thank you. I might take a quick break and just kind of like do an outro. Yeah, I don't know. Like, has it happened to y'all? If any other fellow creatives are listening to this and you have something to say, please chime off in the comments. I need some kind of guidance from like the rest of the community because I'm kind of at a loss here. So yeah. Again, thank you so much for making it through this 24-minute video round, kind of checking in. Things were all over the place. It's fine. It was unscripted. It's okay. Thank you so much for my patrons as well for being there and quietly just kind of keeping me company over on Patreon. I try to post 3 times a month in Patreon, or whenever things are finished, they will go up. I am also gonna try to post once a month on YouTube for the videos that I do create. Sometimes there's going to be a gap in stuff. It's fine. I also have other social medias like Instagram and Ko-fi. With Ko-fi is more like a shop, so if you want to buy stuff, you're more than welcome to like check that out. Or my Instagram, which is where I have most of my repository for drawings at this point. But yeah, if you think I've earned your subscription and like you want to see more of my stuff, then by all means hit the like button and also the subscribe. That will help me out so much to just reach new people and just kind of find my people and my community. So yeah, like I'm not gonna ask you for anything else, or if you think I've earned it and you want to tell a friend, then by all means do that. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.